Okay, hello there people. I wanted to make a short video for anybody that runs into a problem where their push rods are too long. Their factory stock push rods, whatever engine you're working on. This one happens to be a small block 360 LA motor. I think this motor was like from the 70s. And I've got it down here in a Dodge pickup. This brand new motor. But look at this push rod length. This one here, there's the lobe. I'm sorry, I'm doing this with my phone and a flashlight, but you can kind of see what's going on. That lobe is coming up, and if you follow it up to the rocker, it's actually inside the rocker. So of course that's just not going to work. It's too long. The factory push rod is too long, and that's just not going to work. So then, when that happens, and I'll tell you why it happened on this one, because I've had this block decked, and I told him not to take too much metal off, but I don't know how much he really did have to take off to get it trued up, and they've shaved the heads somewhat. So that's going to affect the push rod length when you take, deck the block and shave the head. Then the push rods become a little bit too long, and that's what I got here. So I've got a push rod checker tool, and all I've done is I've done the measurement. Well, I haven't done the measurement, but I've got it in place. I got the cam lobe is on the opposite side of the lifter, right? You can see this one here is can you see that? I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's the top of the lobe on that one. Notice that lifter's coming up out of the bore. Damn, I'll tell you, I don't know if you can see this, putting a glare on everything with this flashlight. So that lifter's coming up out of the bore, but this one here that I'm working on is not. It's on the downside. The lobe is on the opposite side of the lifter. Opposite side of the push rod. So it's not pushing the lifter up out of the bore at all. Alright, so when you're at that point, you just simply come up here, and you want to be at zero lash. Grab a hold of your push rod and make sure you don't have any up and down movement at all. There's no movement in the rocker, okay? Nothing. It's absolutely zero lash, but yet it's almost where there is a little slot, like right there. Okay, so I just turn it out just a little and take that out of it, and that's right there is correct. This length here of this push rod checker is now ready to be measured. It is correct. It's not pushing down on that plunger. And what I mean by that is, I don't know if you can see, the lighting is not that great, and I apologize, but let's see if you can see that, okay? Alright, look at that plunger. See, now my flashlight's in the way. Isn't that something? Hold on, let me move my Allen wrench here. Okay, look at the plunger. See that? See it moving up and down? You can barely see it, but you don't want it in that. You don't want any movement out of that. You want it at zero lash, and I'm just doing that right here. Right about there is perfect. It's zero lash, but it's also not putting pressure on that plunger. It's not pushing it down. It's still in the totally top position. That's what you want. And so then you just go ahead and measure this adjustable push rod checker. Notice it's got threads on both ends. It's very adjustable. It unscrews. It's got longer parts to it for taller measurements, and it's very good to have. It'll work on big blocks or small blocks, any of that. Of course, let me not forget to say that you absolutely have to have your rocker shaft all bolted down, flat and true. Doesn't have to be all the way to tight, like a torque wrench. But just snug all the way across, flat, all your bolts in, just like it's going to set. before you do your measurement. So that's it. I mean, that's really all there is to it. And because the stock push rods are just not going to work, as you can see. They're just way too long. Look at that one. It's all up in the rocker. Because, especially this one, it's up on the high part of the cam, and it's just up inside the rocker. Now that's just not going to work, obviously. So you can't use stock push rods when that happens. And these are these 273 rockers. I think you get a little bit better performance out of your cam if you can really adjust everything perfect, better than just the bolt-on stamp steel ones that they give you, that comes on these engines. I think it'll be a little bit better on your performance out of your cam if you can really adjust your rocker arms and adjust your valves, just right. And so that, anyway, and all the parts are available for these things. If anybody's got a set of 273 adjustable rockers, you can call ManciniRacing.com, and they have all this stuff. These are old ones. I think they make new ones even, but of course you can buy new rockers if you want to, adjustable rockers. But these are the old ones, made out of that ductile iron. They're very strong, very good, and I've had them for years, so I'm using them on this 360. And this is not even that big of a cam. It's like a 477 lift is all it is, but with all that machine work done to the block and heads, I have to have custom push rods. So that's why I'm doing this. All right, people. Very good. Have a good day. Hope it helps somebody there to learn how to do this. Very good. Bye.